Welcome to a Tremorphonic Halloween special. Hey everybody, while I'm working on season 2, here's a little story to tide you over. This one is titled Grave News. Please excuse my COVID-infested voice. I've been fighting off the lurgy for the last few weeks, but I've managed to get this story out to you just in time for Halloween as planned. Don't forget to follow Tremorphonic across social media channels. The Real Party's on Twitter. We're also on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your follows, reviews and ratings mean the world to me and help my stories to reach a wider audience, so please keep them coming. If you're feeling extra generous, you could even support us financially on buymeacoffee.com or on Patreon. This Halloween special, as always, was written, performed, recorded and edited by myself, Richard Wilson. So please enjoy. This is Grave News.
Recording.
Hi Dad, it's Andy. Just pulling up to your cemetery now. It's that time of year again. 3 years you've been gone now. 3 years since your funeral. Of course, as you can tell, I've continued our tradition. Here I am, recording the last entry for your tape. Your roundup of the year. Don't worry, I've remembered the flowers for Grandma. I'll pop them over to her grave at the other side of the cemetery while I leave this playing on your headstone. I think, all in all, it's been a decent year. Mum's settling well in Australia now. Seems like she's building a life for herself, starting to move on. It's just a shame that she felt she had to do it so far away. So far away from me and Eddie too. It hit Eddie hard. He wants both you and Mum back, but his relationship with Mum had deteriorated so much. I think he actually needs that space to become more self-reliant. I still see him regularly, but I am keen not to become his surrogate parent. Here we are. Ian Warner, beloved husband and father. Always thought headstones are so reductive in the way they describe people. Of course he was so much more to us than just that. I think there's a fair few recordings in here this year. Mostly from parties and events that we wish you could have been with us at. But you know what? You'll hear all about that when I press play in a moment. Set this down on here. I'll go see Grandma now and see you in a few minutes. Miss you. Hey Dad, Merry Christmas. Chloe and I are staying at Eddie's this year. We've hit that post-lunch food coma. Chloe's taking a nap and Eddie's clearing up. Miss you as always. We spoke to Mum first thing this morning. It was evening for her already, of course. She's well. Spending the holidays with another expat couple that live down the road from her. Believe it or not, she misses the cold weather at Christmas. She was wearing that woolly jumper we bought her a few years ago, and clearly sweating in the summer heat out there. Eddie bought you a present, as ever. Bottle of whiskey this time. Single malt, of course. The man's got taste. We'll all have a dram this evening in your honour. If there's anything left in the bottle, I'll bring you a glass next time I visit the cemetery. Speak to you soon. Love you. Happy New Year! Eddie here. Wait, this isn't my phone. Hi, Dad. It's Mum's birthday. February rolled around quickly. Just spoken to her on video chat. She sends her love, of course. She never understood this habit of making you recordings, but she knows it's as much for me as it is for you. It helps me deal with you being gone. Eddie's been quiet for a while. Not heard much of him since Christmas. Just a few text messages. I hope I don't find him at the bottom of a bottle the next time I see him. We've each found our own ways of dealing with your absence, but his drinking isn't exactly the healthiest coping strategy. I think he still blames himself, to be honest. She's never said it, but I wonder if Mum does too. And that's what drove her so far away. I wouldn't dare accuse her of that, though. You'd both been drinking that night at the game. Neither of you should have been driving. But I know full well he wasn't over the limit. Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that. Speak to you soon. Miss you. Happy Easter, Dad. Spending the weekend at Eddie's again. Brought the dogs too. You might be able to hear them in the background. If only we could all move on as easily as Jovi did. Of course, she moped at first when she realised it was just her and Mum at home. And again, when Mum moved and she moved in with Chloe and I. Her tail didn't wag for weeks. But dogs bounce back. She's as happy as ever now. Eddie, he's not doing so well. He's been drinking heavily, as I feared. He was even making jokes earlier about how if Jesus can rise from the dead, why can't you? The tone with which he said it, though, it almost didn't sound like a joke. He's been reading books about spiritual possessions, contacting the dead, and entering the spirit realm. He leaves these things on the coffee table. It's not a healthy obsession. Maybe we'll have to get him over to our place at the next get-together. I think he needs a change of scenery. Anyway, speak soon, Dad. Happy birthday, Dad. It would be your 64th birthday today. And yes, we do still need you, and we would still feed you. You always joke with Mum about how relevant that song was, but now you're 64. Came on the radio this morning. It was a really weird feeling hearing that on today of all days. We did persuade Eddie to visit us today, but I still think he'd been drinking before he turned up. He didn't drive, thankfully, though. He never does now. When I spoke to him last week, he was threatening to bring a Ouija board with him, so that we could try and speak to you. I point blank said no, but I think he might have brought it in case and hidden it under the stairs. I don't believe in that stuff, but he does. I just don't want to feed his grief-induced desperation. Last thing I want him doing is asking if you blame him for your death and getting the yes answer. Or worse, if those books I found at his place were anything to go by, he might start to believe there's a way to reverse what's done. Sorry, this is supposed to be your birthday message. So on a happier note, Chloe's got a new job. You know how much she hated her boss at the last place? She only stuck it out for the money. But believe it or not, new employer is based in your old office building. How weird is that? Until next time, though. Love you, Dad. Dad? It's Eddie. Are you there? I'm recording this on Andy's recorder in case you can't hear me. When Andy visits your grave, maybe you'll hear this then. I miss you so much. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. It's Halloween! Hey, Dad. I know how much you loved Halloween. You always made us go all in on the decorations. So we still get the box of them out each year and decorate our living room the way you'd like it. No, not the full house inside and out. There's only so far we're taking it. As always, the doorbell's not stopped all evening. It's driving the dogs mad. But hey, a carved pumpkin means fresh pumpkin soup, your favourite. Eddie's bringing a few of the old gang over with him tonight. Been years since I've seen some of them. Seems he's been trying to reconnect more with our friends from the past. At least it's a healthier way of dwelling on the past than using the lens of an alcohol bottle. Admittedly, I remember falling out of touch with some of them because they were really needy people pleasers without much personality of their own. But hey, there's much worse types of people. I do hope Eddie's not using them for something, though. I'm worrying about nothing, I'm sure. Anyway, happy Halloween, Dad. Not long now and I'll be up at the cemetery day after Remembrance Day. As per norm. See you then. Jenny, can you relight that candle next to you? Thanks. Right. Are we ready? Join hands, everyone. For this first part, it's important that nobody speaks but me. Tonight, we are here to contact the spirit of my father, Ian Warner. We are reaching out to you, Dad. Please join us in our circle when you are ready. I offer the spirits my blood in offering. I, Eddie Warner, offer my blood. Take my blood so that you may know the blood of my kin. My father. Know him and return him to speak with us. Dad? Ian Warner? Are you with us? Can you hear us? Dad, are you... Dad? Dad? Daddy?
Recording.
Dad? Oh, God. What the... Dad? Oh, no. Eddie? Eddie, is that you? What are you doing digging? Oh, Christ, how much have you had to drink? Why the hell are you digging up Dad's grave?
This vessel you call Eddie is not sufficient. It is forever poisoned. I was summoned to inhabit Ian Warner. He lies here, but it seems he is incomplete, devoid of parts necessary to support life.
Eddie, what are you on about? How drunk are you? This has gone way too far. We need to get you help now.
You know nothing of the blood I need, but blood you have. Blood of another Warner. You are Andrew Warner. Your vessel is healthy. It will suffice. Lay down and accept the inevitable. You are mine.
Eddie, this is ridiculous. No, stay back. No, get off me. Eddie, no. Oh, God! Eddie, I'm so sorry. God, what have I done? What came over you? What the? How? What are you?
Eddie is released. Ian is already free. This vessel, called Andrew, will suffice.
Thank you for listening to Grave News, a Halloween special from Tremorphonic. Please follow Tremorphonic to keep up with new releases, and leave your ratings and comments. The 15 stories from Season 1, The Sounds of Fear, are available on podcast channels and on YouTube, so treat yourself to 4 hours of scary stories this spooky season and beyond. Grave News was written, performed, recorded and edited by Richard Wilson, with music and sound effects from Fesleyan Studios and Pixabay. All my stories are copyright protected, and any reuse or adaptation requires express written consent. Thanks for listening.